Welcome to Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock, Drogheda. You may have seen news reports about the big scouting jamboree that's been taking place in South Korea. Basically, scouts for jamboree. Scouts come from all over the world, and scouting is still a very popular movement in many parts of the world. And so there was over 42,000 scouts and scout leaders descended upon South Korea for this jamboree, all on a big campsite. Now, unfortunately, things have not really gone according to plan. The weather, the heat, as you know, there's been unprecedented heat waves in many parts of the world, and South Korea has been no exception. And with temperatures reaching above 40 degrees, you had quite a large number of scouts and scout leaders that were taken ill, and some of them requiring hospitalization. And that meant that some of the national delegations, including those from the United States and the UK, left the jamboree early and moved to places where they could stay in hotels with air conditioning rather than being there on the campsite. And the next bit of bad news was that a massive typhoon was reported to be on its way to South Korea, which of course would be dreadfully dangerous to have a massive typhoon descending on a campsite when tens of thousands of people were still there. So they've had to cancel the jamboree or finish it early in order to avoid the typhoon. The organizers have had to appeal to the government, and the government are making all kinds of arrangements to use fleets of buses to get them all to somewhere a bit safer. Now, what is of course ironic is that the motto of the scouting movement, going right back to its founding by Lord Baden-Powell in the UK, the motto of the scouting movement is "Be prepared," which, when you look at what's been happening in South Korea this week, it doesn't look as if it's been very well prepared. However, how much of this is really their fault? Probably not a lot of it. There are certain things that you never can plan for. I have been involved both firsthand on the ground level at grassroots, but also as part of boards and committees that have sponsored major events involving tens of thousands of people. I've been involved in a number of large events with people coming from different countries. And, you can never foresee everything that's going to happen. When you're part of a committee that's put together a huge international event with tens of thousands of people coming, and then COVID came, and nobody could have been prepared for that. And so the things in South Korea, it gets hot in the summer, but who was to know that this unprecedented heat wave would take place? Who were to know that a typhoon would arrive just at the time that the jamboree was planned? So I'm sure that their planning has been good. I'm sure they've done all that they can to be prepared, but they've just been caught out by events that they could probably never have realistically foreseen happening. Or they would see it as being extraordinarily bad luck for these things to happen just at this time. Now, the truth of the matter is this: God does expect us to plan. We don't just blunder into things with our eyes closed. Jesus spoke about, you don't build a tower without working out if you've got the resources to finish what you've started doing. But nevertheless, even with the best planning in the world, there's always times when things go wrong. There's always things happen that you couldn't have foreseen happening. And anybody in Ireland, we know all about that anytime we try to plan an outdoor event or a barbecue, because you never know when it's going to rain. You've always got to have a backup plan. Well, sometimes even your backup plan is not enough. I thank God that as Christians, we have God. We have the Holy Spirit. We have His help. Today, you've probably got plans made for today, for what you're going to do, for how your day's going to go. If your day goes according to plan and you have a wonderful day, I'm rejoicing with you. But if your day doesn't go according to plan, allow God to step in. Because I want to tell you that God has a backup plan. Even when we mess up, even when we're not prepared, God has a backup plan. And we need to learn to allow Him to step in and to take control. And when God takes control, we discover that God is always prepared. Unlike some of the Boy Scouts, God is always prepared. God bless you today. Have a great day. Join us again tomorrow for another Take 5, your 5-minute inspirational message from Solid Rock Drogheda.